Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Daniel, and we are here with the brilliant Sunstroke Caravan. So welcome, guys.
Hey,
Hey,
thanks for
nice,
having us.
nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
my pleasure. So, guys, could you introduce yourself and what you do within the band?
You go first.
All right. Well, I'm Kendall Wynot. I'm the bass player. So basically, I play bass, and I laugh and carry on, make an ass out of myself all the time. Yeah, pretty lighthearted. But I do a lot of the PR stuff and making the contacts, and
Kendall,
wrangling the
yeah,
cats, I guess.
you're the go-to,
Yeah,
the gopher.
the cat wrangler.
I'm Matthew Melvin. I'm the lead singer and guitar player for Sunstroke Caravan. Been playing with this guy off and on for about 25 years now, something like that.
Yeah, he's my best friend.
Yeah.
He's stuck with me.
And yeah, we've been just building our presence here in Nova Scotia, Canada, working hopefully to release another 5 songs coming up here. And yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
very
fun.
shortly. We just tracked the drums
Yeah.
for 5 songs actually
Yeah.
on the weekend.
Cool, cool, cool. So let's dive into some questions. As kids, what were you listening to?
Um, well, it seems I'm the oldest in the band. I'm gonna go way, 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 way back. My first aha moment, I think, musically was the Beatles. I got a mixtape one time when I think I was in grade one, so we're talking like early '80s.
Hmm.
And I still remember his name. It was Brian Hingley, and he handed me this tape, and I went home and I listened to it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is crazy!" And then it all just took off from there. That's basically it. It's been nothing but a roller coaster since.
For me, it was Peter Gabriel. I think was one of the first that and the California Raisins when I was very young. I just remember some of my early childhood memories of sitting there playing along to that, and then as I got a little older, I got into the well, no, I started actually following in some of the UK scene. I got into punk music, listening to the Sex Pistols, listening to, and then also, the Seattle scene was really prominent over here in Nova Scotia growing up.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
So a lot, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Mother Love Bone, and my grandmother. I also was blessed to have a grandmother who had like a beautiful vinyl collection. So growing up listening to like everything from soul music to, big band stuff, the Rat Pack, all the way through to the Beatles and her crazy obsession with John F. Kennedy. So I
Yeah.
even have records of that. So it's just a wild, kind of eclectic,
Yeah,
eclectic mix growing up.
I miss her. She was great.
Yeah.
When she'd answer the phone, you'd be like, it was either she was going to be really short and quick, or this was going to be an all-day adventure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was,
She always had some interesting
yeah,
mix. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cool, cool. Yeah. So, um, who actually got you into listening to music? Was it your family members or like your parents or your sibling, or was it sort of like journey of self discovery?
Uh, my dad, see, my father was in a band in the '70s, and they were pretty successful for what they were doing. And then life happened, and he decided to go a different route. But he was always playing guitar around the house and singing songs, and all like my aunts and my uncles, they were musicians as well. Like they didn't play in bands, but they played instruments. And I remember my aunt Marilyn had one of them old organs, and all I ever wanted to do was play the thing. And I was like, I can still see it, but I don't know. I just a lot of self discovery too. I think at 8 years old is when I really started. I started playing guitar. I got my first guitar, and that mixtape with the Beatles came along, and it's just been a snowball since.
For me, it was my my folks got me this Fisher Price guitar when I was like 2 or 3. It's literally one of my earliest memories of just sitting there playing and strumming and thinking one day I want to do this. And then growing up in Halifax, it was kind of like, kind of a microcosm of Canada. Lots of different musicians, music, everything from folk to, indie music, grunge music.
Okay.
Was really big here in the 90s. And my brother was in a band with a bunch of his friends.
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. I was like 8 years old
Yeah.
when they were like 12, 13 starting out. And so I used to go and watch them jam in my garage and just kind of fell into that. And then I started getting into the scene a bit. And I had a friend who was good friends with like members of Sloan. So we go down and watch them record at 11, 12 years old, recording their first album, second album at the Roy building in downtown Halifax. And then trying to sneak a peek in the Misty Moon, which was another local bar here.
Yeah.
And all that kind of just led towards the natural inevitability of playing music. Also, I had a good friend, Matt Claridge, who I used to go over to his house and have a guitar collection and we'd play and just try to mimic our fan loves back then, which was a lot of grunge music. And then, it just kind of led from there. And I remember getting my first guitar my first real guitar at 13, because my brother got this Stratocaster, this beautiful Strat. And are you still there? There we go.
Yeah,
We're good.
Yeah,
Next Christmas, my parents got me this Kingston crap guitar, but it did the job, and that kind of led right from there to where we are now.
See, he was a city boy. I never got exposed to that kind of stuff. I lived in a little hillbilly town that was surrounded by motorbikes, dirt bikes, BMX bikes. So I was like the oddball musician in my community. And then when I moved to the city, I met this guy here.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. So, who, out of all the bands that you've listened to over the years, who was your sort of like main influence to say, I want to do this, I want to get up on stage, I want to perform?
I had that moment when I went to see the Tragically Hip play at the Metro Center for the very first time. It was mind blowing. Like I've always like, I want to start a band. And then when I was sitting there in the audience and it's the first time I ever heard Bob Cajun, and I had an emotional breakdown. The tears were welling up. I could feel the vibrations of the Coliseum, the people screaming, the harmony of everybody being there. And I was like, whoa, I can do this. And then I've been chasing it. And it's that was my moment. I knew right then, I was like, wow, this is the most incredible experience that I've ever felt. My very first concert.
I think for me, it was seeing Sloan live. But even going further back, actually right around the same time, was my first kind of big show too at the Metro Center downtown Halifax here. And I got to see Green Day on the Dookie tour. When they first kind of started touring North America, and I got the crowd surf for the first time there, and I got actually in the paper, as this little kid, 12-year-old crowd surfing, and right after that I was like, I'd love to be able to do this as a career or as even a hobby. I'm just amazing. So
yeah. Cool. Lisaboo, fellow Canadian, she says, I love Tragically Hip and miss Gord Downey so much.
Yeah, that last show was so amazing. It was like, I don't want to do this and feel like I'm stealing other people's words, but it was definitely a community gathering for the whole country. It was,
that's right.
Everybody knew, like they said, everybody knew where they were. when that last concert happened. I went downtown Halifax at Parade Square like 4 hours early just to get up front. And it was like the people that were there, the energy and the passion. It's like I never even slept that night.
Yeah.
And it was the end of an era. And I was like, it was beautiful, but so sad. And like at the same time, I like remember looking over me and like, man, I'm emotionally destroyed right now.
Yeah.
That was my experience.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, Lisaboo says his last show was impactful.
Yes.
It really was. It really was.
Definitely for Canadians, for sure.
It was for us.
Really,
it really was.
You know, because I just remember even it was kind of like that kind of subculture going on in Canada at the time too. Tragically, Hep kind of led that, and it was tied into like TV shows that were on at the same time, like Kids in the Hall and like you know, some classic Canadian content. It kind of fits that mold for Canada.
It did.
Yeah.
They paved a lot of ways, and they took a lot of lumps. And you know what? They persevered through it. They never lost any members.
Yeah.
Good on them. And one of our biggest influences, like Pearl Jam, was doing a show down on Stateside, and actually you know gave the acknowledgement for that. And I was like, that's powerful.
Pretty cool, man.
That they impacted that many people around the world.
Yeah, cool. So, thank you for that, Lisa. So, were you in any bands before you started Sunstroke Caravan?
You can talk about your.
Okay, well,
catalog.
Yeah. So way back, because of this guy, I was introduced to a fella named Bernie, and he lit the candle under my ass. Like, okay, we're going to start this band. We went and named ourselves Prism, but we obviously get sued for that one because there was already another band with that name. So anyway, we started our own little thing, and it just snowballed. And then I started getting real serious with Matt, and our first band was Ember. Remember Ember?
Yeah.
And we did that for a while, and then I went off to be in a band, the Drunken Butterflies, and then I went into the Seventh Sign, and then later on I moved back down towards where my roots were and started a band, and we were called Smoke 5, and so I did a couple cover bands after that, and
back here.
I'm back with where I belong, man. This is my boy here. Like, we've never lost touch. He's one of those impactful friends that you have forever. They're just never going to go away. You shit on each other. You take it off.
Let's make sure we're back. There we go. For myself, I started listening to my brother, and he was in a lot of different bands growing up, and then I started playing with Ember at 17. So that was right after a crazy kind of period where I was kind of doing the band thing, but just playing, learning, trying to get to a point where I was capable.
Yeah,
and then so we did Ember for a good few years, and then I ended up in a band called The Switch here in Nova Scotia as well. And we did a lot of touring with like it was The Switch. We were touring with the Trailer Park Boys guys. Corey, he had a band called Aid to Camp. So he was the bass player in this band. So we did a lot of local tours around Nova Scotia and PEI, New Brunswick, kind of East Coast. Then that kind of faded out, and we ended up then in a band. I did a lot of solo stuff at that time too. I was playing a lot of just bars, just writing tunes and playing like just open mics and stuff like that. And then ended up in a band called Overnight Enemy, which is myself and the drummer from this band. And me and him have been playing together for a good solid 15, 20 years as well. And then we did a lot of like local East Coast tours, that kind of thing. And then that ended up fading out. And then we started a band called Hostas with 3/4 of the members of this band. And then that faded out. And now we're in Sunstroke Caravan. And I actually feel like now we have all the correct members to be able to write some pretty powerful music. And we're all kind of at a space now where we all understand what we're looking for in the music, so we're able to draw that from each other since we know each other too for so long.
It doesn't feel awkward.
That's right.
It feels natural process. And it feels good.
Yeah.
And when everything's sonically correct, it's the most amazing feeling in the world. It's like, wow, you're like, the pocket's there. You can't even follow it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. We've got a question from our good friend Ozzy Queen, all the way from Western Australia. She asks, how did you come up with the band's name?
Let me...
Go right ahead, buddy.
I think there's a few different places. So back when we were younger, one of the musicians we were playing with had material that sounded like that. And I forget if it was that name, Sunstroke Caravan. And then years later, we were sitting here trying to conjure up what the band name was, and you kind of were able to draw from that, even though it was one of those random thoughts from like 20 years ago.
And it's like the traveling and the journeys, and it all just makes so much sense. It's like covered a lot of ground in the last 25 years,
in the caravan.
and it's just. Yeah.
We also used to, in my parents' place, there was a caravan that was kind of broken down. I always looked at it like, I was like, yeah, like it's super hot, always like this hot box. So
have you ever had air conditioning that worked in a caravan? Hell no.
And in Nova Scotia back in the day, a lot of people used to partake in cannabis before it was legal here in Canada. And let's just say that caravan it definitely felt like you had sunstroke in that caravan. So I think it all kind of tied together, and it was like, yeah, that's the perfect name, like
it really is.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for that question, Ozzy. Right. We've got a question from Lisaboo. She asks, what instruments do you play, and are there any instruments you'd love to play, love to learn?
I play bass in this band. I primarily started out as a guitar player, and I've discovered this new passion that I've been working on that takes up a lot of my time lately, and that's playing the drums. Which really works great for being a bass player because it's given me a whole different perspective. Yeah.
I have 2 left feet, so I'd never play the drums, but
or walk straight.
Yeah, or walk straight. But I play guitar. I have tried to learn piano, which is kind of neat. And I have my kids; they all play. They're learning how to play piano. And then I do own a banjo, and I've tried to pluck it away at that. I think banjo is kind of neat too. And I've played bass, not the best bass player, but I can play it. But primarily, I focused on my voice for like 20, 30 years and guitar. And I went through all that training as well. And so, yeah. But I think if I wanted to learn one, it would be to learn the banjo that I own in the house there.
Yeah.
I've been trying to pluck away at it. It's just, it's a different beast. It
looks
you
nice.
Chicken pick.
It hangs really well.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, thank you for that, Lisa. Right. What have you been up to, especially over the last 12 months or so?
A lot of writing.
Yes.
Trying to hone in on some of the tunes that we've had for a little while that just didn't take shape. So we started focusing on those and just prepping, trying to prepare over the next. And then, can you hear me?
Yeah, you just froze there again.
We have some inclement weather out here right now, so I think that might impact it. And then, prepping for 2026, we're excited to release these next 5 songs. I think it's some of our best work.
Yeah.
And just trying to get that ready, and also working on developing our online store, which will be dropping hopefully next month.
We have the merchandise. We just need to. It's a learning process now because everything's changed. So there's a lot of online and dealing and ironing out how Spotify works and YouTube works and everything else. And
our drummer, he's preparing to drop his own online store, Only Flams.
Yeah.
So,
no. But yeah, no. In the last year, we've started working on the processes on our workflow and recording wise and how it works for us and we've gained a lot of knowledge from the last 4 songs that we released out there. These next 5 that we're getting ready to do now, and we did like I said when I spoke to you earlier, that we have the drum tracks that we completed this weekend that just passed 5 songs. But it's nice to streamline all that, and like we're networking with people, and like for instance we were teamed up with you today, and we really appreciate that as well. A lot of learning.
Yeah, like you say, as the saying goes, every day is a school day.
Exactly.
It is. It's like, okay, that didn't work, let's kind of quietly push that away.
Yeah. Oh, I see Christina in the chat. Hey up, Christina.
Hey, Christina.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out to Christina Vera, who's in the
she's really been helping us out a lot. She's opened up a lot of doors for us too, and there's a lot of things that she can do for us that we just don't have the time to do. And she dials in and does all that legwork. It's great. It's really nice. Thank you
very much. Appreciate
it. Yeah, Christine's just said thank you for having me on board to work with you.
Not a problem. We love it. It's great.
So you mentioned that you've been in the studio to do some drum tracking. Could you tell us a little bit about those 5 songs?
Yeah, I think they show a different perspective. You'll hear kind of some of the elements that we had in the other tunes that we've dropped. I think that 3 of the 5 are really going to be powerful enough that people will like them and they'll be able to relate to them. I think a lot of it is written about, we're kind of in a weird place in the world right now. I think we were able to kind of
let's not sugarcoat. It's freaking scary.
Scary. Well, we were able to draw a lot of the energy from kind of the weird dystopic society that we're kind of entering into right now, and I think you guys will really like the tunes for sure.
Cool.
I feel like they're it's hard to we're coming into our own more as a group, and it's going to give a truer reflection too. It's got a lot of energy in it, and it is going to show we're going to bring that to the forefront, because the energy of music is really important. You need to feel it. You need to embrace it and latch on to it.
And I think the first 4 songs that you guys have access to currently online showcase kind of our capability of sitting down and really trying to hone in on how that process worked. So it was kind of like being able to because a lot of the songs were also kind of written with the listener in mind, I think. So I think there will be more of that, but this time around, we actually took a different perspective. We really dialed in on a lot of the tech, and miking, making sure everything was really nice and clean.
Oh, the drums are incredible.
Yeah, so it'll definitely, I think you can tell the difference, in my opinion, between an independent artist versus something that is just fabricated now. You can go online. Hey, I can go. I just tried this the other day. I went online and I generated an AI song because I was like, I've never done this before. Yeah, and you can write literally about anything and do anything with that. But the one thing that's missing from it is the imperfection. And I think it's those kind of
100%.
character imperfections that actually make a song what it truly is, and you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference between something that's real, and that's the world we're in now. It's like what the streaming. There's one streaming site that just keeps, I forget, it's like one channel, and it's literally a new song every single time. And so this AI bot has created like over 2,000, 3,000 songs or something like that so far. And it's like, okay, yeah, you could have that, but there's no, it's the story of a machine behind it. Like, and that's the difference. It's missing a lot of the music nowadays is missing some of the soulful imperfections and elements that really make it what it is, right?
Yeah, like the live off the floor kind of feel to it. When you listen to a record back from the old days, like a vinyl album, and you listen to it, and almost every time you listen to it, you hear something different. And it's like,
that's what makes it cool.
Yeah, it makes it cool. And it's ad-libbed. Like when you're in the moment, you can't stop. But sometimes something really freaking cool happens.
Yeah.
And it changes the whole dynamic of the song. Like, wow. That's the hook.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Lisaboo just said there isn't soul in it.
Amen. Exactly. There is no soul. There is no human connection.
All right.
Like if I feel it, you must feel it.
But you can fake it.
Yeah, I guess.
You can try to fake it. And that's what I feel like a lot of the record industry is moving towards. And they can produce an artist very quickly with AI. And that's a scary thing, though, because then any of the musicians that sit there that have a story to tell, that have worked their life out, could be overshadowed by an AI bot, which is it's crazy to think.
So when we look on Spotify and we don't see that we have millions of views, that's okay because we don't have bots out pushing it for us.
Yeah, typically.
Everything's going to be organic. So if they listen to it and like it, well, they're real.
Yeah.
Amen.
So, speaking of writing songs, Lisaboo just asked, what is your process for writing your songs? What comes first? Is it a riff? Is it a bridge? Is it a transition? Is it sort of like a melody? Is it some sort of like lyric that comes into your head?
If you want to talk about the music side.
Yeah, so he usually comes in with a, hey, let's try this. And then we try it and it's like, oh. And if it usually feels good right away. And then all of a sudden you're like, we're playing, and then Wilson jumps in, and then Mike jumps in, and we're like
organic.
Yeah. And it's like we'll stop and we're like, there's a song in that. There's a song in that. And then we play it over and over a few times, and we're like, this is it. And then it's that initial feeling and energy and groove and that was captured. That's the thing that we try to keep embraced into it, because it's so easy to get distracted on something that's extremely technical. And then all of a sudden now you're trying to learn how to play this part that's extremely technical. And then you lose that element, that most people can latch on to. Like you got bands that play for musicians, which are completely incredible.
Hey, Don't get me wrong. Rush is amazing.
They're amazing. I'm not
Very
saying
technical.
it, right? But then it's like newer musicians and younger kids need to see that they can do it as well.
I think,
So you don't need to be the best musician to have that human connection.
well, and I think we all kind of come from different roots too. So like as an example, our drummer, he also writes on guitar. So he'll come in with ideas. Same with our guitar player. He'll come in with ideas. So it depends on how it forms. Sometimes it can be, a simple riff, and then that expands from there. Other times, like as an example, Matt has a lot of different influences, our drummer, and same with Mike, right? So they may come in with something that we might be like, no, that's not going to work. But others, and they do the same to me. So, right, we all have kind of veto power a little bit too. But then there's, moments like when it comes to the vocal side or like the melody, it would be like I tend to try to get quiet. So I'll take times where I'll quietly think about it and try to draw out of that quietness where the melody wants to go. So kind of like trying to listen to what it's forming as opposed to kind of forcing it, because anytime in the past, and I still hold true to this, anytime I try to force something to happen, it typically falls apart or it just doesn't have that same kind of organic feeling.
Yeah.
That's from the soul or from
adding the
whatever.
cheese.
Well, coming from the ether, right? Like being able to pull music out, and it's funny. I am the king. Like growing up, I would go up on stage and not have complete songs, not even have a lyric, and just go up and ad lib the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, there's the song. That was it. And then I'll grab that and I'll try to like capture a recording of it and then go back in and say, okay, what was I saying here? What was I trying to mean? And and so all depends, right? Sometimes, and you get that feeling on stage too. And I think many musicians get it, where you have this kind of feeling come over you where you're interconnected to the audience or vice versa, or through the universe, whatever have you. And
it's like the perfect vibration.
God, but you're pulling in all these different things and you're trying to draw in these elements. And I think out of that process also comes where the song wants you to go. And that would be probably the best route for writing typically.
I've had a lot of spiritual awakenings writing and playing songs.
I have had that, both writing, playing, and then also having drinks on stage and falling over. But you're able to capture kind of that elements that are organic. And I think that's the best part of writing music. And so that would be the process there, Lisa.
Cool. Thanks for that, Lisa. Well, Lisa said, love that adding the cheese.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is, right? You get to a point, it's like, okay, that's kind of cheesy.
That's right.
And Lisaboo also says, you have a new follower.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. We embrace that. That's awesome.
I hope you like the music.
Cool. So, are you writing any new material?
Yeah, we're in the process of writing probably about another 4 or 5 songs now.
Yeah, we have some other songs in the bag, not even after the ones that we've just started tracking on Friday and Saturday.
I think our approach now too is, in a world where you could release an album worth of material and literally get drowned out within a month. The concept here that we are taking is that we're going to try to release a single, every month and a half. So, it's interesting because nowadays it's not like back in the day where you get a record and rush home and want to listen to it, or your CD or tape, and then you have that kind of novelty where it's not instant gratification. You actually have to work for it. There's a tangible thing in your hand. So rather than releasing all the material all at once, even if we have it all done,
Yeah.
I'd like to release it, every little bit, so that way people actually have a chance to absorb it and it actually can stand on its own, in a world where you're drowned by AI music.
Yeah,
So-
and you give it its own little entity, and you're
Right.
able to treat each
Each
individual
song
song
as its own
as
story.
a song,
Yeah.
as a story, as a message.
For sure.
Cool. Now, is there you're going to be releasing singles once every 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Are you planning on putting those songs later down the line onto an album?
That I think that that's probably what's going to happen, or it'll at least be put on something that somebody can grab. Be really cool to be able to have some one-offs, like some vinyls, and do print on demand for that, because like it's expensive now to have like 300 albums sitting home in your drawer, then you got to sell them all, right? So
Really
it's like
difficult.
that's where the online store with our merchandise and stuff comes in. Like we do have the domains right now. It's not live yet. We want to make sure that it's done right when we do it,
That's right.
because the last thing we want is a bunch of bugs and headaches and
But-
annoyance.
But you can access everything right now on all the major streaming platforms.
Yeah.
So as it compiles, I've been kind of watching it. As it compiles too, it kind of all gets sorted together, so you'll be able to still access it.
Speaking of merchandise, is there going to be any is there any plans on putting out like t-shirts, stuff like that?
Yeah, 100%. We just played a festival here not too long ago, and sold all kinds of shirts. I had water bottles, and the funny thing we do with the water bottles is like, for something tangible, it was like, so we took the QR code, we put our band logo, and we took the QR code, we created the Google Drive for our songs, and
Yes, you could scan it.
and then we
access
sold
them.
the water bottle. But what comes with the water bottle was our music that you can actually download and keep it. You don't have to worry about your subscription lapsing and anything like that. So it was like, we tried that, and it's a cool little thing. And there was a song on there that wasn't actually officially released, so the only way for anybody to listen to it was through that water bottle.
Yeah.
So you get the t-shirts, the stickers, the water bottles. What else? We're doing little cozies for like beer cans and stuff, because that's the thing that usually they have. They don't have bottles at like festivals and stuff. So.
I'm currently working with a print-on-demand company out of Quebec. So basically, you'll be able to go onto our site and have it shipped directly to you if you're in the UK or anywhere in the world. Yeah. The cool thing about Canada is we don't have crazy tariffs between us both. So
what you get is what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Lisaboo just said that's awesome. Love that idea with the QR code.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, or like it was just one of those things. It's like, you might as well give that a try. Like the name of the game now is you pretty much have to become entrepreneurs, and that is a whole different ball game. That man, you're going to have a lot of scunned up knees and bruises and lumps and stuff. But that's how you learn. That's how you learn.
Thank you for that, Lisa. We've got a question from Ozzy. She asks, is there a chance for vinyl, even if limited amount?
That's the route I would love to go.
So I actually, I'm looking at a vinyl manufacturer right now based out of Alberta. And they do a lot of vinyls. And so we're looking to do probably a limited run, even if it's small. I'd like to own a vinyl because I grew up on vinyls. So, and you get that extra sound elements that you can't capture with CD or
100%.
digital. Right?
Yeah, it's mastered completely different, and it's just
so yes,
it feels better.
The answer is yes, Aussie Queen.
Yeah, we call it Aussie Queen of the Rose.
I love it.
Right.
Very cool.
We normally we normally call it Aussie Queen of the Mutant Rose. Because I did see it. I did see that Instagram reel where there was this road sign in Australia with like a looked like a kangaroo, but was like sort of in mutant form. The hell is going on down in Australia?
Well, are you feeling hot under the collar?
I love it.
Yeah, thank you for that, Ozzy. Yeah. So, it's a question from Lisa. Is there an artist, musician that you would love to collaborate with?
That's a big question.
Yeah. I personally myself would love to work with Sloan. I think they're great. I love what it is they're doing. What do you think?
Todd. There's a lot of it would be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of local talent here, a lot of acts that are coming out. Like we have great musician Matt Mays, and then there's Adam Baldwin. That's right. And then, but also who writes that song? What are they called? America Dance Cat. I can't think of their name right now. I'm sorry, man. I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, there's a lot of great talent here. I would love to collaborate with. We have a really strong scene here that's just growing more and more each day, with just incredibly talented musicians. If it was like my dream boat, it would be like with the guys from Soundgarden or Pearl Jam or something like that.
All right, that's something like that's way out of our league.
Eddie Vedder. Well, no, it's hey, the world's so interconnected now. Yeah. But yeah, it would be kind of neat. I mean, I always had a childhood dream of being able to jam with Pearl Jam someday. But again, that's just one of those like childhood dreams.
I can say if Chris Murphy and Jay Ferguson were to write me a note and say, "Hey, would you guys like to play with us?" Damn right we would.
Yeah, local East Coast here.
Yeah, East Coast.
That's right.
Cool. Thank you for that, Lisa. So, are you sort of like, is there any plans on doing any sort of like East Coast tours, or doing like the full Canada tour, or possibly going over into coming over to the UK or to Europe?
To the UK and hang out with you, man, and we can. Yeah, it would be great. I think starting in the new year, our key focus right now is to get some more material out. And then starting in the new year, we're going to be working hopefully with a couple artist reps to get onto some local festivals here on the East Coast. I'd love to be able to head out to Montreal or Toronto because they have pretty good music scenes as well going on there. And then wouldn't it be cool to come over across the pond and play in the UK? Now, I don't know what your entry rules are there, if it's gotten crazy, if it's hard to get a visa, but I would love to do that. Also, it's weird. I think a lot of Canadian bands have started or stopped traveling down to the US as much. So there's a lot less US travel. And it's just because I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the industry and especially for local independent artists trying to travel back and forth, because you never know.
P2 visas.
And trying to get the proper visas and that. So, but definitely in Canada, East Coast 2026. And then hopefully, wouldn't that be cool? If you can help me out with the UK visa, I will be over there in a flash.
Yeah. Ozzy is planning on coming over to the UK in 27. She says, have to get a visa thing, even for me from Australia. It's nuts.
Yeah.
I think it makes it difficult, especially for independent artists, traveling, trying to get all the credentials, trying to get everything together. And wouldn't it be cool if they streamlined that somehow, to make it easier for artists?
Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong. I love craft dinner. Craft dinner is great. It's great with ketchup. It's great with garlic. It's great with all kinds of things.
Starving artists.
But I can't eat it every day of my life, right? So, like,
No,
it has to be somewhat lucrative when you're branching out to, further away places. But it's definitely not off the table.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I would love to see you.
Here. Why don't you guys come here? Come to Nova Scotia. Yeah.
Christina's just said, I definitely need a passport coming to Canada to see you guys.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I can help if you just put me down as like someone you know, and I'll vouch for you. Come on in.
Cool.
You'll love it here. It's a great place.
That's right.
It's
pretty free right now. Still.
Yeah.
Ozzy just said, we would love to visit Canada.
We're very fortunate to have the experience to live here and be born here.
Right.
I definitely will never disagree on that.
And the East Coast too, you get a different vibe or flavor in Canada on the East Coast first. Not saying anything bad about the rest of Canada. I love Canada, but here I find, especially like growing up here, it was like everybody, up until COVID, oddly enough, everybody kept their doors pretty much unlocked. You could walk down the street and get invited to a kitchen party anytime. Like it was always fun growing up here. You never felt a sense of non-community. Everybody was always involved. Ushering you along,
it was
down
very
the turnstile.
no frills growing up. So community meant everything when you
That's
were
right.
into the smaller towns. It was like, because that's all we had. We didn't have the big heavy industries, the fossil fuels stuff that we could ride on. Like it was hard old go for my grandparents and their parents. And that risk still lives on.
Yeah. So, where can people find you on social media so they can keep up to date?
We do
Instagram.
The majority of our stuff is either Instagram or Facebook. That's because I'm so damn old. Facebook is like my safe space.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
Yeah.
Spotify, Amazon Music. So
all of them.
Yeah.
We distribute through DistroKid, so they pretty much cover every platform that there is out there. And if any new ones come up, they pop us right onto that too. So just have to basically type in our name and it'll come up. There's 4 songs on there now, but there's 5 more coming. So
Cool. Guys in the chat, if you've got any more questions, please ask away, because we're going to be starting to wrap things up in about 5-10 minutes time. So any advice for people who want to become a musician, whether it's for their own personal pleasure or quite possibly going down sort of like the commercial route?
Right. My personal opinion is realize that you don't need to be the best. Enjoy what you're doing. If it feels good, it's good. And that's all that really matters, because you don't have to please everybody in the world. But if you can impact just that one person, it's all that matters. And it can help you. Like, to me, it helped my life. Like, who knows where I'd be or what I'd end up doing if it wasn't for music. It's good therapy for you, and it's a good way to spend your time. You'll love it. Give it a go. You don't need to be the best.
I would say, like, take every moment. Like right now I'm teaching my kids music, and how to play guitar and how to play piano and that. And I thought, it's funny. I kind of relate back to when I was young and had that sparkle in my eye.
Yeah.
And still have that. And but it's one of those things where I would say start slow, don't rush, enjoy the journey. I mean, most people look at it as like, oh, I can't wait till, especially when you're kind of growing up and you're like, oh, these guys are shredders, or they can play better than me, or you're looking at saying, oh, this is difficult, start out. Say just be persistent. It's all muscle memory. Take your time, and enjoy the moments, the journey rather than the destination. Because I mean, the destination is you're gone. You leave planet Earth. And so enjoy the journey. I think that's the most important part when kind of looking at developing as a musician, whether it be a hobby or whether it be you have, those dreams of traveling in a van with 4 other either guys or gals or mixed, unbathed and trying to survive off of 6 pence.
You gotta eat that fry.
Well, yeah, but it's like one of those things, right? It's like trying to figure out what you're actually here for. I think and some people, it's like the fly. Some people could go their whole life just bouncing off that glass ceiling or that window when right around the corner there was an open door. Yeah. So trying to look for perseverance and looking for opportunity and trying to find that guidance, through the signs in life. Yeah. That sometimes lead you astray, but other times can lead you to the right place at the right time.
Basically, that question can be a real big can of worms.
Well, I think we all go through this too. This process, this journey when you're developing as a musician or when you're developing your craft, and
it's like how deep do you want to go?
and exactly, and what are you willing to sacrifice for it?
Yeah. It's some advice there. Lisaboo has just said, yes, the journey is so important.
Absolutely.
It really is. It is. You need to that's what we're here for, to learn and discover, right? You need your heart broken. You need your mind fractured. You need to learn how to cope and be able to get yourself through these elements. And this isn't just helping yourself, but it helps the people around you, because you could just end up in a room somewheres and then all of a sudden somebody's compelled to come talk to you, and you might have the exact piece of information they need to know. And that comes through personal experience. Like I said one time, like a good song, like I heard, why don't you ever write a happy song? And I was like, well, because it's not a happy moment. And it's like, you got to remember sometimes, like, all these sad songs that help you out, make you feel better in life has been somebody else's expense. And they're being vulnerable enough to help you through it. So yeah, I don't know if I wandered off, but
that's good.
The journey is very important.
That's why you wander.
Yeah.
Yeah, sound advice there, sound advice. So, guys, we're going to start wrapping things up. Have you got any final words before we go?
Everybody that has supported us and has been helping us out and, pushing us to be better people, better musicians, we greatly appreciate it, because if it wasn't for you all, we wouldn't be doing this. And if we would, we'd be just sitting in a room, hanging out, still doing this, but not helping anybody or not relating to anybody. We appreciate y'all.
I would say join our social media presence, join the caravan, and hopefully you like our music, and we hope to eventually see you at a show. That would be wonderful.
Yes. Just keep in mind, it's not air conditioned.
That's right. That's why you have Sunstroke.
So guys, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a complete pleasure to talk to you guys.
You too. It's great to have us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we can do it again sometime. Maybe after we drop a few more songs, that would be awesome. And then eventually make our way across the pond.
Yeah, definitely. Get it back on again. Definitely get it back on again. So, guys, if you haven't checked out Sunstroke Caravan, I put all the links down in the description there, and yeah, go follow them. Go follow them.
Awesome. Thank you.
Never get... Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah. Until next time, guys. We'll catch you all later.
Right. It's not a goodbye. It's until next time.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Catch you all later.
Okay. Thank